And now, like I said earlier, back to our Culture Express show. A few hours before their Beijing concert, the Pet Shop Boys sat down with Culture Express anchor Ji Xiaojun, and the pair talked about their first official tour to Beijing and much more. Let's hear what they had to say.
And once again, welcome to Beijing.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
Welcome to Culture Express.
Thank you.
I understand you just came directly from Shanghai. How was the concert there?
It was great. It was our first real concert in China. And so we were wondering what the audience's reaction would be like. You know, obviously in China in the 80s, maybe the early 90s, people didn't hear our records. So
No.
it's quite interesting that what are the greatest hits in other parts of the world are not the greatest hits here. But the reaction was amazing. It was a wonderful audience. And we were shooting a pop video for one of the new singles.
All right.
And the audience reaction was really great.
Right. And I understand you've just released a new album this year in July, Electric.
Electric is well, it's our latest album, and it's also the name of the show that we're performing here.
Yeah.
And we work with Stuart Price, and it's mainly a dance album. It's very electronic. It's the most electronic album we've made.
Yeah.
It's a very contemporary sounding records of using all the latest recording techniques, and it's really aimed at the dance floor primarily.
And you've also got a pretty young producer for this album, right? How
anyone's
different is
compared to us.
Right, right.
Stuart Price produced the album, and we first met him when he was an artist called Le Rhythm Digital in the end of the 90s, and since then he's produced Madonna,
And Take That,
The Killers, and we've known him for a few years, and he grew up listening to our music. The first music he ever played on the keyboard was Pet Shop Boys music from the 1980s. So we've long wanted to work with him, and we always choose the producer for an album based on the songs we've written, and with this album we wanted it, as Chris said, to be a dance album.
Right.
And Stuart is also a DJ, so he knows how dance music works. And also, amazingly for us, it's actually the best reviewed album we've ever made, which is quite amazing because it's 28 years or something since our first album came out. And the press have gone mad about it, which is quite nice.
You mentioned 28 years, and that's also the range of the years you've worked with a label, a third-party label, but now you have your own label times two.
Yes.
And how different is it to have your own label and producing your own albums?
It's well, we signed to a new company called Cobalt, who started a new kind of music publishing company several years ago, where they did the administration. They took a much smaller percentage of the artist's royalties, and it became very successful. Now, for instance, Paul McCartney is published by them. And then they decided to launch a record label, and we just thought maybe our contract with Parlophone was coming to an end, although we could have carried on. And we thought maybe this was the time to go for a new approach and just see what it was like with the new company. And to do that, we had to have our own record label. So we've got a record label of our own, but it's actually signed through Cobalt.
And your new album, we've also noticed that you also included a song from Bruce Springsteen.
So with Bruce Springsteen, we heard the song and we thought that we could give it a sort of Pet Shop Boys treatment and make it more electronic, put more four on the floor, and we particularly liked the guitar riff.
I think there's no point in doing a cover version of a song unless you can make it sound like you wrote it yourself, really.
Yeah. Well, both of you have been in this industry for so many years already, and just look at the reactions from the music fans here in China. You're still huge in this industry, so what's the secret?
I think the secret is songwriting.
Songwriting.
Yeah, you've got to... well, we came together as songwriters, writing songs together many years ago, and we still love doing that. That's the foundation of everything we do.
But the thing is, I mean, for the younger generation, and their taste change very quickly, and it is important for you to keep up to their expectations. So how do you keep your fingers on, say, on the buds of all these trends?
I think what you do is you do your own thing, and we keep up to date with sounds and technology, but we have our own integrity, and I think people appreciate that. that we do
Your
something.
identity, yeah.
Yes, we have a very strong identity. We do something that really that no one else does, and in that sense, it can be of the moment, but it can also be timeless at the same time.
How would you describe that? What you have, what someone else doesn't really have?
Well, we're the Pet Shop Boys, and they're not.
That's the great answer, actually. But you've been together for so many years. So what's the secret? What's the clue keeping you two together, working till today?
We like writing the songs and making the records. We like doing the tours. Also, there's only two of us. When you've got a band, you can get factions. But in the Pet Shop Boys, there's only
Just
Chris
two.
and Neil, so we can deal with it with each other. Yeah.
Like that's the minimum number to form a team, right?
Yeah.
Right, that's great. Well, talking about this concert, how much importance would you attach on, say, the stage design or acoustics or a lighting effect and everything?
We used to think when we went to rock shows it was great when the band came on, and then it got a bit boring because, and so we've always wanted our shows to keep on changing during the show itself, so things keep on happening, and that's pretty much the ethos.
Once you made the comment, pop music is a fantastic monster. It eats up anything and regurgitates it. And do you see pop music this way?
Yeah, pop. One of the great things about pop music is that it can take things from popular culture and what's happening in the world around us and turn it into a song that you hear on the radio. And it's a cliche, but it forms a soundtrack to our lives. And it's sometimes even how you remember something. You hear the song, you think, oh God, I remember when we did that. And that's really a very important role of pop music.
That's right, actually, for the listeners. And when they hear something coming up, the familiar melodies coming up, they would remember the time or all the things that happened around the period of time, actually, everything associated to that melody.
Yeah, it brings back, pop music creates memories and also brings them back.
Thank you so much for your time, and all
Thank
the
you.
best wishes to the concert. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thanks. Whoop, drop this.